Good morning. We're going to start our gentle yoga in about 1 minute. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chi with Outdoor Fitness Coach, and I'm going to take you through a 30-minute gentle yoga class. The goal for the class, at least for today, it's Wednesday, it's a beautiful day, is just helping you breathe better when you open it up a lot of the front side of the body. And because it's a short class, I want you to think of your breath and being mindful of the movement as opposed to trying to get really deep into a pose, which may not be beneficial, especially for a short class. So to start, I'm going to have you seated with your legs crossed. If this is challenging on your knees, you can put a pillow underneath your hips. And if you have a wall nearby, I'm going to have you scoot back so that you're completely supported on that wall. All right, relax your hands into your lap. And if you do have the wall on your back, draw your shoulder blades back and down into the wall. Support your head against the wall. Go ahead and close your eyes, and let's start with a deep breath in. And exhale. Just notice the breath as you breathe in. Find any parts that are sticky or you're not able to breathe deeply, just be aware of that. And as you exhale, try to make the exhale the same length as the inhale. Deep breath in. And out. Take a couple more breaths and just find the cadence and the rhythm of the breath that works best for you. Then take a deep breath in. And exhale. So if you are on the wall, again, be aware the walls are to not just support us, but to kind of give us a little bit of insight on our posture. So sit up as tall as you can, and even if you're not on the wall, this will same information will apply here. Roll your shoulders back and down, and stack your ears over your shoulders, over your hips. And then turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And if you are using a wall, try to bring that right ear to the shoulder. And then slowly come back to center. And then when you're ready, switching to your left side. So you're trying to get the left ear to the wall or over your shoulder, chin over your shoulder. But while you're doing that, try to keep that right shoulder back. Take another breath in. As you exhale, release, coming back to center. So sit up nice and tall. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Relax the shoulders back and down. So we're starting with the neck, just to release any tension that you may have from either a sport that you're in or from the week that you've been into, and just checking in with our body. Let's go ahead and come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out, and slowly bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Great way to start your morning. Check in with yourself on a Wednesday. See what you need today. And slowly come back. All right, so if you're on the wall, we're gonna have you scoot against the wall, and we're gonna come onto our backs. So come back onto your mat and hug your knees into your chest. So I know I said we were gonna open up the front of the body, but we're gonna start on our backs just to give ourselves the ability to relax our neck and shoulders and stretch out our lower back, and then we will move on to the front. So from here, I want you to bring both knees into your chest and bring them in as far as yet is comfortable for you. Your tailbone may lift off here. And then just like you were against the wall when you were sitting, lower your shoulders back and down. Feel your neck nice and soft. We're going to drop both knees to the left. And just move slowly. And if it doesn't go all the way down, that's okay. Or you can simply lay on your side if that feels better for your back. And then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and then reach it over. So it's a really nice way to open up your chest and the front of your shoulder. If this is okay on your neck, so line up your shoulders with your neck. Look over your right hand. Stay here for 3 breaths. So I haven't really mentioned about anything about the breathing otherwise than the length. So if you can, you're going to press your lips together and breathe in through your nose. And then breathe out through your nose or breathe out through your mouth. We'll do that one more time. And slowly release. Bring your knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And let's move on to the other side. So you're going to bring both knees to your right. Again, if it feels better, you can lay on your side like a fetal position. Stretch your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling and reach for the wall, for my wall, reach to your side. I'm going to go ahead and flip. You stay where you're at. That way I can see what you're doing. Actually, I cannot see what you're doing. But now you can see what I'm doing. Relax that left shoulder down. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly untwist. Right. So with the knees bent, we're going to bring our right knee into our chest. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel your head nice and soft. And then reach behind your leg. And just slightly extend. You're going to feel the back of the hamstring here. And I want you to point and flex your foot. So take your time. So flex your foot. Really reach those toes towards you. You don't have to touch your foot, but bring those toes towards you. Really point, stretch the front of the foot and the front of the shin. And then let's do 2 circles in one direction. Take your time. And today's practice is about being mindful and using that breath. Let's go the other direction. All right. So cross the right ankle over your left knee. Press your right knee away from you. Just notice how that feels on your hips. And then you're going to lean over onto your left thigh. Gently keep pressing that right leg away. What this is going to do is open up the front of the right hip flexor up to the front of the body. I'm going to let you melt here for a couple of more breaths. See if you can find another place to relax. Maybe your shoulders, maybe your hips. And then come back to center and hug your knee into your chest. So you're going to lift up the bottom leg, reach around the left foot, and bring the left knee in towards your chest. This time, you're going to keep pressing that right knee away as you're bringing the left knee in. So left knee in, and that's going to open up the back of the right hip. A lot of times, if we're stressed or we're not noticing our breath, we tend to breathe into our chest, which isn't a very effective breathing mechanism. So you want to really breathe into that lower belly. Take your time. Try not to force it. We're going to bring that right foot to the floor. And now hug that left knee into your chest. Reach around the back of the left leg and just slightly extend. Slightly point and flex your ankle. Reach for the ceiling. And then flex the ankle, reach the heel up towards the ceiling. Ooh, that is tight. Point. And flex. Let's do some circles. Couple each direction. And the other direction. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. And just press that left knee away from you. And then roll over onto your right thigh and press that left thigh away from you again. Just notice if it feels any different from the other side. That is how it opens up the side of your hip all the way up through your core. And just marinate in this pose. Take a deep breath in. We'll take 2 more breaths. On the exhale, try to release. Relax. Relax your jaw. Slowly come back to center. And let's lift up the bottom foot. Reach around the back of the leg. And you're going to bring your right knee towards your chest. As you're doing this, you're going to use that left elbow and you're going to gently, this arm is going to gently press into that left thigh. It should feel really, really nice this morning. And your neck is soft, the shoulders are relaxed. Go ahead and release. Let's bring both knees into your chest. Okay, rock yourself up into a seated position. And we're going to come into this like cat-cow position. So I want your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. To start with, I just want you to pay attention to your upper back and shoulders. So you're going to dip your chest through your shoulders. So you're just going to allow it to drop, and then I want you to puff it up. And just do that a couple times. While you're doing that, you're going to have your arms straight the whole time. So it's not your elbows bending, it's just the movement through your shoulders. Find a neutral position and guide your chest up and lift your sit bones back and out. So creating a bow from your tailbone into the back of your head. And then try to create a rainbow with your back by coming into cat pose. Drop your chin towards your chest. And a nice smooth arc from the back of your head to the tailbone. Breathe in, looking up, and guide that chest up. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your sit bones, lengthen your core. Breathe out, press into your palms firmly. Draw your navel in, draw your ribs in, draw up your chin. One more time. Guide your chest through. Breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest. Come into a neutral position, and let's step our right leg forward. So you're in this low lunge, and you're going to come up. Look at my little baby. All right, so I told you we're going to work on the front of the body. And we're going to start with this low lunge position. So bring your hands on your hips, sweep the tailbone under, and then start to lean forward, bringing your weight forward a little bit. So if this bothers your knee, Use a pillow or you can double up your yoga mat. So again, depending on your sport, this muscle in this area gets a lot of use and attention. So we're just going to just settle into this breath. Having our hands on our hips helps us to be aware of our level of the hips. So sometimes with our right leg forward, the right hip will want to come up. So just keep dropping that right hip down. All right, so we're going to walk our right foot over to on the side of our mat. When you do that, I want you to point your toes away from you. And so that your knees are in the same plane. So this right leg is not in front of my knee, it's in the same position. All right, so guide that right knee back and lift both sides of your waist. This is called the gate pose. It's a really neat pose. You can actually do it with this leg straight, but we're going to do it extended. We're going to do it bent. So reach that left arm all the way up towards the ceiling and start to reach over. That feel amazing? So now you're getting that stretch from that hip flexor all the way up through the waist over your ear. If this bothers your shoulder, just come with your elbow bent and you can still reach over. So with my bottom arm, I'm kind of just resting on here. I don't want a lot of stress in my lower back. I really want you to think of yourself reaching up out of your hips. Slowly release. Let's walk this right leg forward again. This time, bring your arms up. We're going to open up our chest here. We're going to do it in a few levels. So from here, bring your arms to the goalpost. Bring your elbows back and lift your chest. Now that might be just the right amount for this morning. If you want to get more through your arms, I'm going to have you reach back, kind of like airplane arms. Reach your fingertips behind you and lift up through your chest. And then if you want to get a little bit more into your shoulders, interlace your hands behind your back. And just be careful that you don't arch your back here. Keep the core engaged. All right, let's go ahead and shake that up. Whew, that was really deep. Okay. I was going to do a few more poses with that position leg forward, but I'm going to go ahead and switch just because that was really a really deep pose. And I want you to enjoy it on the other side. But we're going to do camel pose in between. It's called Ustrasana. So you're on your knees. You're going to get your knees, your hips, your shoulders, and your ears in one straight plane. My feet are about parallel to each other. Okay, you can also have your feet flexed. That's totally okay. Support yourself with your hands. And my hands are just pushing my hips forward. They're kind of scooping my hips. And then you're going to bring your elbows back. The elbows are almost reaching towards each other and lift up through your chest. Now, if you've ever done this pose before, the hands eventually go to the feet. But not for this morning. We're just going to stay right here. I just want you to know what this pose looks like. Now it's a full arc in the whole front of the body. So we're going to take 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Keep reaching. I'm using my hands, but you're going to have your hands in the back. Reach your head up, your chest up. As you exhale, sweep the tailbone. You're using a lot of core to support you here. 1 more breath. Lift up. And slowly release. Whew, beautiful. Okay, bring the knees to the outside edges of your mat. Take a few breaths in child's pose. So reach yourself all the way forward. Drop your forehead down. Take another breath here. And breathe in. Walk your hands back. Let's go into the left leg. So you're going to lunge forward with the left foot. Hands on your hips. Find out the level that they should be at. And let's go ahead and take several breaths here with that left knee bent. Again, protect that bottom leg. You can close your eyes if you like to and just bring that breath into the front of the hip flexor. So there's core muscles attaching, there's the leg muscles attaching, there's the back attaching to the front. So there's a lot going on here. So just settle in, kind of give that area a little bit of focus. The body's really clever at realigning itself. So if it feels like it's challenged, it may try to find an easier position. So just be gentle, find that level that works for you. It may mean that you have to back off from the pose a little bit. Going into gate pose. So now, well, there's a couple ways to get into that. So you can walk your leg to the side here. So line up your legs. You can look down, make sure you're organized. So this right leg, everything from the right shoulder, the right hip, and the right knee are in the same place. So just make sure you're not too far leaned over. And then from the side front view, you are a nice line with the foot, the knee, and the front of the hip. So guiding that left knee back. Reach your right arm up, breathe in. Nice and tall, and exhale and reaching over. Breathe in. Many more breaths. So this is opening up the lats, the side of your waist, the intercostal muscles. Really breathe into those rib cages, especially in the back. And inhale, come all the way up. Walk the front foot forward again. Find that position. Level out your hips. And I actually say that more for me because my hips tend to rotate slightly, so I have to just be really careful. Okay, so let's open up our chest again. So I'll take you through the three positions. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll do this from the side view for you guys. So you're gonna bring the elbows back, lift up to the chest. If that feels okay, you want to get more into your arms, you're gonna reach back like you're a plane. And then if you interlace your hands behind your back and you want to do that again, just flip your thumb so the other thumb is on top. Watch your lower back. So scoop the tailbone so you don't overarch your back. Lift up through your chest. And shake it out. Okay, Ustrasana. So the camel pose. So thigh bones are parallel to each other. Feet are right behind you. Hands on your lower back. Scoop the tailbone. Lift up through your chest. Elbows towards each other. 3 breaths. Get back in. Exhale. And again, you're creating the arc not so much from the knees all the way up, but more from the hips. You want to keep those hips right over the legs. So notice the weight in your feet and try to keep the weight forward. One more breath. And slowly release. This time I want to invite you to bring your knees together. Cleo's joining us. This is Cleo the cat. Walk your hands forward and come into child's pose. And if you happen to be taking this class and you are pregnant, you want to bring your knees apart on this one. Slowly come up. Disappear somewhere, I think. All right, so let's do that again. This time I'm going to add the extra parts, and these parts are going to help with our hips. So we're going to go through the first part a little bit quicker. Just kind of go through the steps now that you know what's going to happen, and then we're going to add a little bit more to open up our hips. So right leg forward, hands on your hips. Take a couple of breaths here. This is if it was a longer class or you wanted to get an extra stretch. You can always reach back for your foot with your hand. That's going to get more of your quad. But that changes the style of class just a little bit. But just so you know, if this feels really good, you can always add that to that pose. Go ahead and come back. Walk your right foot over. Line up your legs, your foot, the side of your body. Just take 3 breaths. Reach up and over. Breathe in. You're going to walk that right foot forward again. Take 3 breaths in whatever chest position that feels great for you. So, open up. If it's okay on your neck, you're going to gaze up. And release. All right, we're going to add a twist. That's going to help open up our hips. And then we're going to get a little bit more into our hips. So bring your hands together. You're going to rotate. So you're going to bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press your palms together. Lift up through your chest. Find your core and rotate from your belly. Start to bring the right shoulder back and look up. Slowly release. Both hands come to the inside. Drop the hips. This is called lizard pose. You're going to drop the hips low, lift the chest high. Swing that right leg back and slowly swing the left leg forward. Scoop the tailbone and drop the hips. You're going to start to walk your left foot over. So you're in this position, just walk it over, line up your legs. As you breathe in, reach your right arm up. Breathe out, reaching over. Come all the way up. Let's bring that left leg back in front of us. Come into that lunge position. Interlace your hands behind your back or whatever chest position you are choosing this morning. If you are interlacing your hands, please switch your thumbs just to kind of switch up your brain a little bit and make you think, but also get a unique stretch. Gazing up, one more breath. I love that stretch. Okay, shake that out. Hands to your heart center. So you're going to keep those elbows in line as you add this twist. So bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Lift up through your chest. Lift from your belly. Bring that shoulder back and looking up. Slowly release both hands to the inside. Drop your hips for lizard pose. Okay, so we're going to go back onto the ground. So I'm going to have you walk your legs back. And you're going to come into a seated position, but I'm going to have you do a Baddha Konasana down angle pose. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Pull your heels in as much as comfortable. So if it feels better to have it more like a diamond, that's perfectly fine. I guess from my Ashtanga practice, we're used to really pulling the heels in. So do what works for you. Your feet are going to open up like a book. So you want to open up the soles of your feet and then lift up out of the waist. Get as tall as you can, shoulders back and down. So the neck is soft. And then hinging forward from the hips. I really like this pose because it opens up the front of the hip flexors and the inner thighs. But conversely, it helps to let that lower back get a little looser. So just close your eyes. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Just see how that feels for you. So for our last couple minutes, if you want to go into Shavasana and lay down, you can. I'm going to do a guided breath, so sitting up, and you can sit up without your wall behind you. Well, obviously my wall is behind me, but supporting me. So you can be up against it supporting you, or just sitting up nice and tall. Relax your hands into your lap. This is going to be our closing breath. So I'm going to have you gently close your eyes and hands in your lap. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, see if you can make the exhale just one breath longer. So, for example, breathe in for a count of 5. And as you breathe out, try to breathe out for a count of 6. So do whatever count works for you. Maybe it's 3 breaths, 3 counts in, and 4 out. Take 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you felt the benefit as much as I have. It was a great way to start the morning. I'm looking forward to joining you guys again. So I'm going to be offering this class again next week at the same time. I'm trying out this time, so I'm not sure what will work best, but I think it's a great way to start your morning. I also have Friday happy hour yoga at 4. So if that works for you, and then Monday doing strength training. So I'm just trying it out for the next couple weeks. So if you like the class, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a couple of notes of what you liked or something that you would like to see next time. All right, have a wonderful week and a wonderful day.